Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man, Sai, konnichiwa. What an outstanding win over Everton. It took us some time to break them down, but we were totally dominant. If actually Konate got sent off, we probably would have smashed them even more, because we are absolutely ruthless when we're down to 10 men. I've actually bought two new pieces of kit here, not Liverpool related, but they're Asics, sporting goods, right? Let's have a look-see. Liverpool beat Red. Liverpool have Toulouse coming up in the Europa League this Thursday, and judging by anything, the Europa League isn't a walkover this season. Liverpool have got to take it seriously. Jurgen Klopp actually plays quite a strong lineup to give us a healthy lead from the start, so who will actually play? I think this Toulouse match is going to be a big indication as to the futures of Wataru Endo, Harvey Elliott, Cody Gakpo, Curtis Jones. It's going to be huge for him for varying reasons. Let's look at Curtis Jones first and foremost. Coming off the back of a 3-match ban, he's got to stake his claim for that left-sided 8 slot because Gravenberch hasn't put a foot wrong, and Gravenberch is the more progressive player. He can shuffle, pirouette, turn on the spot. He's very good at turning on the spot. He's got those gangly legs protecting the ball, and he can transition and push through the ball as well. Curtis Jones is much better at retaining the ball in various areas of the pitch, and Curtis Jones always finds himself free. But why would you drop Gravenberch? He's just coming to prominence, coming to form. And also we've got Luton coming up as well, and Nottingham Forest. So, who will take that left-sided 8 slot? Will it even be McAllister? Will Endo be trusted to push McAllister on further? We'll wait to see. But on the Toulouse thing, I am fairly confident that Curtis Jones will start on the left-hand side because he's got to pick up some rhythm, some match fitness again, right? Similarly, Wataru Endo seems to be starting Europa League matches because in these kind of European competitions, it's more adjusted to his international style of play. With Stuttgart, he would be under the cosh, under pressure, protecting and shielding the line, forward pressing, and people have to follow him on. To adjust to Klopp's tactics is not the easiest, especially in that 6 role, that pivot role, the lighthouse, the vacuum, the Dyson. Fabinho took some while to settle as well. Endo will come to prominence, but it's these type of games that will show what he's about, and it's essential that he starts as well. He'll be more akin to European football. He starts at the 6th slot. Then we have Cody Gakpo coming back from injury as well. Nunez is racking up the assists, the goals. Him and Salah got that love collection right there. I'm loving it all the way. But between Gakpo and Nunez, Nunez is the obvious agent of chaos at the moment, and he starts. Jota was actually the one making those penetrating runs. Very good at ball carrying in front of the final line defence of Everton. Unfortunately couldn't stick in, didn't have a clear opportunity. They are very tough to break down. But Gakpo's got to come back to form, coming off an injury, he's got to come back to prominence as well. He only injured himself getting that goal for Liverpool. So, yep, hopefully Gakpo's fit enough to start from the off. It'll be good on European night, retaining the ball and an extra person into midfield as well. So we've talked about Endo, we've talked about Curtis Jones. Harvey Elliott, now, very interesting player. I think his ceiling is sky high, as you've seen in that ratings video. He could become a David Silva, a Bernardo Silva. These kind of left-footed, silky, transitional players that can play anywhere in the offensive third, right? This is kind of his opportunity to stake his claim as the Salah replacement when Salah goes to African Cup of Nations. I think Harvey Elliott has had a huge impact off the bench because when he comes off the bench, he is the first player that always looks forwards and looks to transition the ball in a forward motion. He absolutely adds tempo to the midfield. You'll notice the ball pace and the ball playing speeds up when Harvey Elliott is on the ball. Every single teammate trusts Elliott's technical ability as well to receive the ball under pressure and transition it forward. Also, Salah makes a different run. Have you noticed when Salah is with Szoboszlai can progress the ball, but he's also got the long raking diagonal balls. He's a multi-dimensional, multifaceted player. Szoboszlai, absolutely top notch, but different to Harvey Elliott. Salah knows it's likely that Elliott will be looking at him for the first opportunity because Elliott knows that Salah in the half space between the full-back and the central defender of the opposition is a threatening position. Elliott can overlap around inside, he can underlap as well, he can play the 1-2s. He always gets Salah into position on that right half space, or also on the right side of the penalty area, or down the wing. Salah always expects the ball every time Elliott is about to receive the ball. This connection is totally love. Salah is more effective when Elliott is on the pitch. Salah gets his 2 goals, everyone's happy. Elliott unlocks Salah in a transition. Elliott is also a starting player. Klopp, Pep Linders, the whole team actually really trust Elliott in this position. But can he make a position his own? Where does he start? He can't start ahead of Szoboszlai on a right hand 8. He's not going to start ahead of Salah on a right wing, but he is first sub for those positions. How effective is he as a left-sided 8? Well, it's yet to be seen because if you're playing a Lucho Diaz on the left hand side who cuts in, Elliott can overlap around the outside and whip the ball in from the left. Now this is a tactic that Jurgen Klopp has not yet explored, but I'm very keen to see it in action as well. But can he get in that position ahead of Curtis Jones, who is a transitional player that retains the ball in various areas of the pitch, always a safe pair of legs, and Curtis Jones, predominantly offensive, does look forward, but is very good at controlling their tempo and recycling the ball around, or Gravenberch penetrating the lines and running with progression as well. Gravenberch is probably the least mature of the three in the offensive third. Well, he's still young, he hasn't had many opportunities and experience to gel with his teammates and know what they do intimately inside out in and around the penalty area. So very congested at the moment, and then people talk about McAllister's best position being in one of the more forward 8 positions. Obviously Szoboszlai's on the right 8, but lately I've seen Szoboszlai transitioning to the left 8 as well. So competition for places is always very healthy, but who sits at the deepest pivot? That's where Curtis Jones comes into prominence because he's had experience in under 21s. Elliott being a pressing monster doesn't necessarily translate to 6th position, and he hasn't got the physicality. They can bypass him and also hit long balls into area where he'll struggle to clean up, whereas Wataru Endo leaps like a salmon and he's more native to that position. He plays that position for Japan, played that position for Stuttgart as well. So there's actually a lot of transitional options in the midfield, and as I said, Klopp and Linders love their multifaceted midfield options, which is why someone like Andre is being linked in January, right? Because he can add that multifaceted aspect. Thiago Alcantara would have been a big player for this kind of role, because as people transition, space, chaos, controversy creates options, and Thiago can play that ball at a moment's notice in between the lines, like the one that Endo played to unleash Szoboszlai for the absolute cracker. Thiago is best at seeing those opportunities and instantly playing the ball. Do you remember that ball to Mane in the Merseyside derby when Henderson slotted it in? It should have been a winner, wrongly ruled out for offside. Thiago is the only one in the squad who can play those balls into space with enough backspin to slow it down for the on-running runner. I think Diaz would have been a big profiter of Thiago Alcantara on the ball and on the pitch, but unfortunately he's still overcoming those hip issues. Hopefully he'll be there soon. Bajcetic coming back to form as well. I think he needs to overcome those calf issues, still growing into his body. He's still very young, don't forget how old he is. And I don't know if Ben Doak is fit again, but I think this is going to be a big match to see who can step up, dominate the gameplay, but not just the game as well from the eye perspective, dominate from the perspective of Jurgen Klopp's tactics, because if they can deliver the function that Jurgen Klopp has set them out to do, that will win them favour in Klopp and them coaching teams' eyes, and that's what gets you onto the starting pitch. Performance in training, fulfilling the role that Klopp sets out for you, making an impact on the game the way that Klopp and Linders has envisaged, and adding your own personal flair and taste to show that you have something more about you than just being a robot in the system. That's not a bad thing, being a robot in the system will get you picked every week, 7 out of 10. But these players, Elliott, Gakpo, Curtis Jones and Wataru Endo, have something enough about them, I think, to fight for a starting spot in the lineup next week on the weekend, because it's against weak opposition. Why not? Give them a chance. Give the boys a rest. You can bring the firepower of the bench. My goodness, that bench is OP this season, right? Very strong. I have high hopes and high prospects on it. I think Curtis Jones obviously is a kind of first 11 player anyway, so he's going to make a more natural progression back into the team if he can displace Gravenberch from that position. Do you play Endo? Because having more possession base of the ball, he's less likely to need to use his kind of destroyer capabilities, but you put him on again when you're under the cosh, but maybe he needs to grow into that role where you're expected to dominate the ball more, right? Not always under the cosh and in the defensive transition to offensive transition. Maybe he needs to play actual positional penetrating balls, which gives him opportunity against weak opposition to fulfill that side of the game. We'll see. I think Endo gets 90 minutes. I think Curtis Jones probably 60 minutes. Harvey Elliott probably 90 minutes. Cody Gakpo 60 minutes if he's fit enough to start. If not, he'll get the last half an hour or from half time coming on. Gravenberch, he needs to maintain his good run of form. He's really exciting Liverpool fans, right? I'm really happy about how Gravenberch is progressing, playing with a smile on his face as well. And what about Kelleher? Is Kelleher fit enough to get a game back in? Who starts left and right? Will it be Tsimikas? It probably will be Tsimikas, right? To get him up to speed, a run of form. His delivery is very important in the absence of Andy Robertson. But we have backups and options there. Under 21s are actually very good options, and heard good things about Cade Gordon potentially making a bench for this game, so keep an eye out for that. He actually has a bigger goal threat at this current moment than Ben Doak. I think Ben Doak has better raw physical attributes and is that nuisance, that pest, and will always cause havoc, but Cade Gordon seems to have that game intelligence to be in the right place to make the impact. So very excited about this Toulouse game. The Europa League is a good opportunity to see some of the more fringe players claim a stake for that starting position. Hopefully you guys enjoy the match as much as me. Make sure you join the Discord. I've actually set up a forum style format in the Discord to talk about transfer talk, starting lineup, general discussion, and what kind of Liverpool content you guys would like to see. Please make an impact in shaping the Liverpool Fan in Japan channel. I'm going to be doing live streams as soon as this channel is capable of doing it. I think it's like 1,000 subscribers or something. Join me very soon. I'll walk you along the 3 PM kickoffs. It's not just a bit of banter and a bit of fun, but also some tactical new awareness and Japan goodies coming your way. I'm going to be giving a lot of these Japanese spicy caramel noodle packets, specifically from Miyazaki, right? You're not going to find it anywhere else in Japan. Sending your way in the UK. Ramen fans, udon fans, any Japan weeby goodie fans, if you like it, very soon giveaways are commencing. Subscribe, make sure you don't miss out. Ciao, Miyazaki man, Ichiban, ja ne, mata.